This is a condensed version of the presentation given to the Minnesota South District of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod's Board of Directors by Pastor David Kind on May 17, 2011, critiquing the Campus Ministry Task Force Plan for Campus Ministry and defending University Lutheran Chapel. The Task Force Plan. For a complete critique of this Task Force Plan, please see the document entitled Executive Summary Notated on our website. To summarize the plan, it is a two-prong approach to campus ministry, involving no brick-and-mortar facilities and no full-time staff, but depending upon student leadership and connecting those student leaders with local congregations who will be interested in campus outreach. This is flawed for a couple of reasons. First of all, student leadership is very inconsistent. Every once in a while you will get a great leader who will help your campus ministry grow, but you cannot depend upon student leadership to continue a campus ministry year after year as students graduate, and every year you have different students with different capabilities. Students are called not to be missionaries, but to be students. That is their first vocation. And when they can help, it's wonderful, but we cannot expect them to lead their own campus ministries. Moreover, the congregations near the sites that have been picked have been near their campuses for years and years, and have either not reached out to these campuses or have tried and abandoned the effort for various reasons. There is no reason to think that because they receive a $5,000 grant from the district, that they will suddenly gain an interest in campus outreach or any success at doing so. The reason for this is that most successful town-gown ministries have dedicated full-time or part-time staff who work there year after year. $5,000 simply will not pay for staffing. This has been tried before and failed. In the 1960s, at the high point of campus outreach in the Minnesota South District, there were 9 town-gown campus outreach efforts, in addition to the 2 full-time campus ministries with buildings that still exist today. None of those campus ministries exist today. Only those with brick and mortar and full-time staff have been successful. The red stars on this chart show where those part-time town-gown campus ministries were. The blue stars are the full-time brick-and-mortar campus ministries that exist today. Here's what has happened to each one of those red stars. They no longer exist. The only campus ministries that still exist in the Minnesota South District are those with full-time campus pastors and brick-and-mortar facilities. Moreover, the task force plan ignores most of the findings of the 2009 Campus Ministry Task Force, which was charged with examining whether or not it was a good time to sell the properties. They determined that it was not because the market is too low and the properties are too important for the ministry. Our campus ministries, contrary to the report, are a great success. University Lutheran Chapel is growing, and campus ministries across the country look to ULC in Minneapolis as a model campus ministry. We are one of the flagship campus ministries of our synod. This plan would sacrifice the 2 working campus ministries for the sake of an approach to campus ministry that does not work, has not been tested in our time, and has been proven not to work in the past. It will also displace a growing and thriving congregation in the heart of the Twin Cities. In terms of University Lutheran Chapel and its campus outreach, this would abandon the students at the U of M. There are no other LCMS congregations at the U of M. Where would our students go to church? The University of Minnesota and the Dinkytown community would be deprived of a very positive force in the community, a wonderful, confessional, biblically based church that is bold in confessing the truth in a very postmodern and hedonistic culture. And what would they get in exchange for that? Another apartment building? To continue the campus ministry, it's been suggested that University Lutheran Chapel could simply use space on campus. Rental costs at the U of M are far higher than the district's current expenditures on campus ministry at the U. We figured that it would be more than $50,000 per year to rent consistent space on campus for worship, Bible studies, and other needs. Again, this would displace a growing and a thriving congregation. As you can see from this chart, both membership and average attendance at worship at University Lutheran Chapel have risen consistently over the past 15 years, and actually longer than that. So I ask, is this the best plan for campus ministry? Is this the best plan to impact our community with the gospel? I must answer no to both of those. President Harrison, at the recent Minnesota North, Minnesota South District Pastors Conference, presented a plan for the church that is focused on three things: witness, mercy, and life together. University Lutheran Chapel embodies those things. Our students are active witnessing on campus. At events like this, we often have an outreach booth staffed by students. Our students are in the classroom, they're in the coffee shops, they are on campus all of the time and witness to their faith as they have opportunities. But we do not believe they are missionaries. We believe they are students who confess their faith in their vocation. Our church is also very active in works of mercy. We've had many students go on mission trips, two of them pictured here, one to Nepal, the other to Haiti. We have students that teach in our children. We have students that do good works on campus and in the community. We see University Lutheran Chapel as a training ground for works of mercy, so that when these students go out to the church, they bring that mercy ethic with them. University Lutheran Chapel also enjoys a rich life together, whether it be worshiping together, spending time together at a potluck after a service, attending a fall study weekend retreat, or simply going out to dinner after service and having a light theological conversation with the pastor. We live our lives together and enjoy one another. To find out what life was like before ULC was built for our Christian students, I refer you to the article written by Pastor Rudolph Norden, then campus pastor of University Lutheran Chapel. It's on our website. Where would our students go to church if there were no University Lutheran Chapel? Note that there are 3 ELCA parishes, either on campus or within walking distance. Where do you think our Lutheran students would end up if we were not there? ULC really is the best option. It's a place for students, it's focused on students. And it's a real congregation where students can enjoy life in a real congregation, participating in all aspects. It's also a wonderful training ground for leaders both in the church and in culture. Students here are well catechized. They're given opportunities to take up leadership so that when they go out to another congregation, they can become a real force for good in that place. We also have outstanding facilities. Not only do we have a wonderful chapel space in which to worship, we also have Sunday school and VBS rooms for the kids. We have a wonderful theological library where students can research just about any topic of theology or church history they wish. We have an art studio to reach out to the art community on campus. We have a food bank for students in need. We have a game room, complete with a movie theater and more Bible study space. We have wonderful outdoor spaces for picnics and barbecues and the like. We have a newly renovated kitchen which serves as a hub of activity. We also have a wonderful, irreplaceable location. If you look at this map, you'll notice that University Lutheran Chapel is right on the corner of campus. Directly across the street are 2 large dormitories. The 5 dark blue stars you see represent brand new major apartment complexes built within walking distance of ULC, and the entire white area around ULC is occupied by student housing. ULC is a real church on campus. This is one place where students will not be surrounded simply by other students, but will meet families, young people, old people, children, and will find a place where they can truly be grounded in the gospel of Christ. And all of this is at almost no cost to the district. Over the years, University Lutheran Chapel subsidy has gone from almost $50,000 in 2001 to $7,500 in 2010 to $0 in 2011. Meanwhile, the rent we pay to the district has gone from $0 in 2001 to more than $41,000 in 2011. One of the frustrations I have as a campus pastor is that the campus ministry budget is always lumped together on district reporting forms. This is the amount that's budgeted for the U of M campus ministry this year, but that number is deceiving. You have to remember that there's rent paid by ULC, rent paid by the people of praise who rent the parsonage, and mission program subsidy that was declined by ULC this year. This brings the grand total of budgeted cost to $12,165. We believe the actual cost to be significantly less than that even. So why give this up? There is an alternate plan. Let ULC take over the ownership and responsibility of the campus property at the U of M. This would accomplish several things. It would allow ULC to continue and to expand its campus efforts. It would also provide some relief to the district in that they would no longer have to worry about upcoming capital expenses and improvements, and would provide some relief to its mission budget in that there would be no mission subsidy. This would also bring a God-pleasing end to years of strife between the district leadership and our chapel. We also believe the district should institute a district-wide fundraising campaign to help start new campus ministry outreach at other sites. This is a mom and apple pie type of thing. People love to support the youth, and if the district would simply ask them, I'm sure they would supply funding for new campus outreach without destroying the ones we already have. This finally brings us to the question of who has the right to dispose of ULC. The campus chapel is not simply a district property, but was built specifically for campus ministry, with the majority of funding coming from designated gifts for that purpose. Here's where the money came from. You will note that there are only two items on here that come out of the district budget. A loan for $100,000, which was paid off between the years 40 and 50, and another loan taken out by the students, which was to be paid off in the year 1951. All of the rest is funding that was given directly for the building of the campus chapel, parsonage, and student center. We believe the district holds this property in trust on behalf of the whole church for the purpose of campus ministry. Second point, the ULC congregation has put an immense amount of her own time, energy, money, blood, and sweat into maintaining and improving the property. This is not just a property to us, but our home, and we believe we have a vested financial interest in it. Finally, in January of 1963, when the Minnesota South District split into Minnesota North and Minnesota South, the Student Center at the U of M was specifically excluded from the division of assets and was said to be there to serve both districts. In conclusion, we believe that the district plan is doomed to failure and will destroy two thriving campus ministries in the state of Minnesota. Please don't let this happen.